Thank you for tuning in to Sinspiration Podcast. My name is Cynthia Serranevge, mindset coach, online entrepreneur, blogger, and now a podcaster. My goal is to inspire and encourage digital entrepreneurs and to help women conquer self-doubt and capitalize on their talents to take them to the next level. Building your ideal life and putting yourself out in the world takes guts, but you don't have to do it alone. We're much better together. So sprinkle a little Sinspiration on your Monday. It'll make it the sweetest time of the week. Hey, Sinspiration. Hi. Welcome to this new coaching episode. So today we are going to talk about the magic. Oh, before I say the word, just be aware if there are little ones in the room, I'm going to drop the F-bomb today. Yes, I am. It's all about the magic of not giving a fuck of what people think. We're all guilty. From the moment we wake up, we live our lives caring about what other people think of us. We accept the status quo for what it is because everyone around us does. We tiptoe our way through life by doing things to please others. Eventually, our actions and appearances and lives become molded by how we think other people perceive us. How are these pants going to make me look? What will my colleagues think if I spoke out? Are those people bad-mouthing behind my back? If I take this job, what will my friends and family think of me? Reading that paragraph alone gives me a headache. It's exhausting and it has to stop. Living a life that follows the notions of what other people think is a terrible way to live. It turns you into a spectator in your own life who waits for other people to take action first. It turns you into a follower. And worst of all, it makes you become someone who doesn't take a stand for anything. Today is the last day we live a life dictated by others. Today, we are going to get to the bottom of these people-pleasing and the constraints it places upon your life. Today is the day we stop giving a fuck. You often worry family or friends might not approve of something. People are talking about you. Well, here is the blunt truth. No one cares. Believe it or not, we're not that special. We go through our days thinking about how other people might be judging us. But the truth is, those people are feeling the same thing. No one in today's smartphone-crazed society has time in their schedule to think more than a brief second about us. The fact of matter is, when we do have time to get out of our thoughts, we're too busy thinking about ourselves and our shortcomings, not others. A study done by the National Science Foundation claims that people have, on average, 50,000 plus thoughts a day. It means that even if someone thought about us 10 times in one day, it's only 0.02% of their overall daily thoughts. It is a sad but simple truth that the average person filters their world through their ego, meaning that they think of most things relating to me, or my. So, unless you've done something that directly affects another person or their life, they're not going to spend much time thinking about you at all. I've always enjoyed watching performers trying to hustle for some change at train stations or in the streets because they don't give a flying fuck. But the more interesting observation I made is how the spectators react. Rather than watching the actual performers, most people are looking around to see how other people are reacting. If people were laughing, they would start laughing too. But if people weren't paying attention, they would also pay no mind. Even when provided with a bluntly obvious opportunity to judge someone, people are still thinking about how others may perceive them. Once you understand that this is how people's mind work, it's a big step towards freedom. So, you can't please everyone. It's impossible to live up to everyone's expectations. There will always be people, no matter what we say or how we treat them, that will judge us. Whether you're at the gym, at work, taking the train, or even online playing Call of Duty. Even now, it's happening. You will never be able to stop people from judging you, but you can prevent it from affecting you. So stop being a people pleaser. If you've always felt a compulsion to meet everyone else's needs before your own, think about the worst thing that could happen when someone is judging you or what you're doing. I guarantee that chances are nothing will happen. Nothing. No one is going to go out of their busy lives to comfort us or even react for that matter. Because as I mentioned before, no one cares. What will happen is that these people will learn to respect you for claiming your ground. They may disagree with you, but they'll have to respect you and the stance you have taken. Start standing up for what you believe in. Causes, opinions, anything. You're going to have people that disagree with you anyway, so why not express how you truly feel? I've learned that it's better to be loved by the few people you care about than to be liked by everyone. These are family, friends, your spouse, the people who love you for who you are, and the people who will be there for you during your worst times. Focus on those people. They're the only people that matter. Worrying too much about what other people think can become a self-fulfilling prophecy because the way we think starts to become the way we behave. These individuals become people pleasers and are overly accommodating to others, thinking it will stop them from being judged. The opposite is true. Most people don't like pushovers and are turned off by it. The behavior we use in an attempt to please others can cause the opposite effect. If you're a pushover, then you're going to be attracting pushovers and vice versa. This is a dangerous path to go down if you don't recognize its consequences. The motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. When we start to attract and associate with the same people that share our weaknesses, we're stuck. We stop growing because there's no one to challenge us to be better. We start thinking that this is the norm and we remain comfortable. Now, let's talk about the cure and my 5 ways to stop giving a fuck and reclaim your freedom. Know your values. First and foremost, identify what you do in life. What do you truly value and what are you ultimately aiming for? Once you know who you are and what matters to you, what other people think of you becomes significantly less important. When you know your values, you'll have something to stand up for, something you believe in. You'll stop saying yes to everything. Instead, you'll learn to say no when friends pressure you to go bar hopping, or when a tempting business opportunity distracts you from your business. When you have your values straight, everything else will straighten up too. Number 2, put yourself out there. Now that you know what your values are, it's time to put yourself out there. Here are a few suggestions. Blogging. Wear a style or color that you would never normally choose in a million years. Public speaking. Flirting. Asking someone out. Keep in mind that when you're doing any of these activities, you have to speak your mind. Start small if you have to and build up to new challenges until you feel comfortable but ready to stand your ground with integrity and quiet strength if someone else questions your choices. Surround yourself with self-assured people who live without compromising their core values. Their habit will rub off on you quickly. One of my best friends has been a significant influence on me. Having spent the summer with him, I've observed countless times where he voiced his opinion on controversial topics. What I learned was that he was voicing opinion that most people already had in their heads, but were too afraid to voice. People admired him for being so honest and direct, and when they disagreed with his views. Thanks for not giving a fuck, buddy. You know who you are. Create a growth list. A growth list compiles all the things in life that makes you uncomfortable. These are fears, insecurities, anything that gives you the jitters. Here's how it works. You start by writing them, and then you do them one by one. Once you complete the task, you move to the next one, and you rinse and repeat. My first growth task was taking a cold shower. I hate cold water. I turned the water as cold as it could get, and I could feel my body shake before I even entered the shower. The inner voice in my head was talking. It was hard at first, but surprisingly, I got more comfortable the second time, then even easier the third time. Before I knew it, my body stopped shaking. I was no longer uncomfortable. I'd conquered my discomfort. This exercise works wonder. I have yet to find a better way to get around my comfort zone. You can read all the books in the world about being confident or getting over your fears, but if you don't take action, you're just someone who's read how to ride a bicycle without ever having ridden one. Now, here is a little tip of mine. Travel alone. I am a big traveler. I love jumping on a plane and going somewhere, and I've been a digital nomad for over 2 years now. So my little tip is that if you're looking for an ultimate transformation that combines all of the points I mentioned earlier, you should travel alone. Traveling with other people can be fun, but you won't get the opportunity to truly get out of your comfort zone. You'll be exposed to different social cultures, break social norms that you didn't even know existed, and ultimately be forced to burst out of your small bubble. Bring as little as possible and fit everything into one backpack or a small suitcase. Plan nothing except for one-way flight ticket to your destination. Figure everything else out when you're there. Trust me, you'll be just fine. It won't be easy initially, but don't get discouraged. Being comfortable with uncomfortable will grow with time. I continue to struggle with it every day, as do many others, but you need to get started today. The world is already full of people who obey the status quo, but the people who don't give a fuck are the ones that change the world. Be one of those people. Start living the life you want, be fearless like you once were as a child, and always stand up for your truth. Someone has to. Thank you for listening to Sinspiration Podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and were able to find something useful to help you on your journey reaching your dreams. Dive into the show notes for this episode and all past episodes at www.sinspiration.com. If you love the show, share it with your friends. You can rate, review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And I'd love to hear from you. So if you have any comments or want to share any aha moments you had during the show, please follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Sinspiration, or simply email me your questions, or if you want me to do an episode on a specific topic, at cynthia@sinspiration.com.